Well, hello everybody, it's Dan, your friendly fishmonger from dansfish.com, and today I'm going to give you an update on the Santa Maria Endlers breeding project. Been working on this for about a year and a half now, I guess, give or take a bit, and we're just to the point, finally, where we've got our first really true generation breeding out. So I want to show you a little bit of progress and then show you where we're at right now in the Santa Maria Endlers breeding project. So let's take a look. Alright, so let's start with this aquarium. These are the culls from the Santa Maria project. These have come out with quite a bit of black on the back and orange in the belly, but fin structures aren't quite right, color schemes aren't quite right. There's just a few things about them that make it so they're not quite an ideal Santa Maria. Although there's a couple in there that I might take out, and I kind of have held back in case the current group has a problem. So there's a few in here that are good enough, I think, to be considered for breeding stock, but most of them are close, but not quite there, but they're still spectacular fish. And so these guys came out a couple generations ago, so I've just kind of held on to them because, again, if anything happened to the primary brood stock, I wanted to have a backup. Most of these I wouldn't consider using, but there's a couple in here that are good enough. But this is the cull tank, so even the culls are pretty good looking. In fact, I really like this guy, and I've thought about taking him out and maybe developing a swallowtail or lyre-tail line of Santa Maria, because that's the only thing wrong with him, is that his tail's not the right shape. It's got those long extensions, but it's a pretty cool looking fish, so I don't know. If I had more tank space, I might do that. I'm tempted, but I probably won't. But he's a cool fish. A lot of these are really, really great looking. But anyway, this is the cull tank. Now let's move on, and we'll show you where we're at now. Okay, so this is backup brood stock. So the male in here that I've kept is really nice. I like him. And so I've kept him with all these females to use as a backup brood stock. Not my main brood stock, because most of these females aren't quite right. A lot of them you'll see have some color in the tail and have some residual stuff from earlier in the line when it was developing. But it's nice to have backup. So this aquarium is my backup brood stock. Here's the male, and I'm not actively breeding this aquarium. I'm just hanging on to these guys just in case. And I am looking forward to the babies. I think some of them will be spectacular and worth holding on to, but this aquarium is going to take a couple generations of working before it really, I can count on consistency in the offspring. But still, good looking fish, coming along nicely. Let me show you the next tank of these. So here is the primary broodstock tank of these Santa Maria Endlers. Now these have the original males, so these males are, I don't know, a year and a half or so old at least, and a bunch of females that I've been working the line with. And these females are pretty much perfect, and the males are the original Santa Marias. So I've been back crossing individually, and then this time I placed them in a group so that we can continue the line. So these are looking great. All these are original males, so this won't really show you progress. This more shows you kind of our touchstone. This is what we're going for. Lots of babies growing up in here. In fact, I need to move these parents out into another aquarium so these babies can grow up and be their own separate generation and not crossbreed with their parents. So I'll be doing that soon. But just wanted to show you these. This is kind of a proper Santa Maria Endler. These males here. So that is what we are breeding towards. And now let me show you where we're at. Now here's where we're at. There's a lot of plants in here and stuff, so hopefully you can see these. I have not culled any of these, and look at how good they're turning out. So they're all coloring up into pretty much what I want. There's a couple that the tail isn't quite right, so I'll be culling those. But my goal with this batch was to raise them all up and see what percentage turned out to be Santa Maria, ideal Santa Maria versus culls or something totally different. So they all kind of have turned out to be Santa Maria, which is good. The issue is, see if I can show you this. Like on that guy there, the tail color, the upper one there, his tail color is not quite right. It's not the green with the orange. Whereas this guy, oh, let's see if we can find you one here. If they turn right. There's two like that, but almost all the rest are pretty much perfect. So what that tells me is that the line is worked out, that we're pretty much pure and ready to go. So I'm raising these up, and I'll be using these as brood stock along with the tank I just showed you with the primary, the original males. And I'm pretty confident that they'll be ready to go. So I think we've reached the point where we're creating pure lines. Again, all these males turned out to be the black top with the orange belly. Just a little bit of question on some of them, don't have ideal fin colors on the tail fin, but apart from that, we're pretty good. So 2 out of, I don't know, a dozen or so weren't ideal, but we're still pretty darn good. So I'm calling that good. I'm gonna breed these out. I'll cull those males that aren't perfect. And then I'll be able to offer these for sale as soon as they start breeding, which they're doing already. There's several females in here that are quite pregnant, and they're young though, so they're gonna have babies, but they'll have very few for the first drop or two, and then we'll be able to produce quite a few of these and get them out there, because they're just so stunning. I just love this fish, and a year and a half almost working on this project, I'm thrilled to be where we're at. So that's the update, and yeah, let's go to the outro. So they're looking good. Took several generations to get here because I originally had to cross out and then cross back in, and so it took a while to clean the line up, but I'm proud to say I think I've got a really good solid line of Santa Maria Endlers just about ready to go. So that's where we're at with the project. If you have any questions or comments about this project, please leave a comment below and we'll geek out together and discuss. I have some previous videos about this that you can check, so you can see earlier in the project where we were at and where we've come since then. So just check out the Dan's Fish channel and search Santa Maria and you'll find it. And of course, if you like this stuff and you haven't done so, I'd invite you to consider subscribing, liking, sharing, hitting the notification bell, all that schmazz. Anyway, thanks for being here. Until next time, I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.